I'm not even going to go into my notes. I just want to share that last week, 2 weeks ago, while we were worshiping, I just saw a big door, and it was my dad actually said something about a door a couple minutes later, so I absolutely know that it was God. And I just saw a big door, and I saw the back of a man's head. Sorry, I get so choked up. But I saw the back of a man's head, and I knew that it was Jesus, and he was resting his head on his hand, like so tired, leaning up against the door, and his fist was up in the pounding position. Sorry. And I know that he had been pounding for a long time, but I knew that in that moment he was saying to me, he's faithful to stay there, and he's faithful to keep knocking until I open the door. But as my view kind of scanned out, I could see a whole bunch of doors, and I knew it meant two things. A, that he's got all of us have that door, and he's going to take his time to knock at each one of our doors, and he'll be faithful to do that. He wants us to answer that. He's not a one knock and leave. He's going to knock and knock and knock because he absolutely created us and called us for that specific thing, and he wants us to fulfill it. And I knew that those doors represented many people, but then I also knew that those doors represented there comes a time when he's going to cease to knock. And when he ceases to knock, he'll go to the next door, and somebody will answer, and they'll fulfill the call that he's called you to do. You know, all of us, if we don't answer, and we're all accountable to do the thing that he's called us to do. That's the only reason that we're here. We're here to seek the lost and bring them home to Jesus, and that entails us to fulfill our call in order to do that. And so when he showed me that, I knew there's grace, but there's also, thank you, it's also a super serious situation. He's saying, answer my call. Please don't make me wait here, but answer my call. I don't want to stand out here any longer, and I want to come in so bad, and I'll stand out here as long as I can, but eventually, you know, the story in the Bible, eventually he shut the door, and the 5 virgins that were wise and the 5 that were foolish, 5 got in because they knew, and 5 didn't, and that's, you know, they were all believers. They were all understanding that there was a groom that was coming. They all knew he was coming late. They knew the general time. They even had oil. It's just that 5 prepared over and above. And I just want to encourage all of us, and I want to be personally the person that is ready, the person that Jesus is not standing outside of my door on his way to leave for someone else to fulfill my call. I want to be the one that fulfills the thing that I was created to do.